The life and influence of Epicurus. Epicurus, lived from 341 BCE to 270 BCE, was a Greek philosopher best known for founding a system of ethics that emphasized the pursuit of happiness and inner tranquility. His philosophy, though simple in its essence, deeply influenced not only ethics but also science and religious thought. Early life and education. Epicurus was born on the island of Samos to a modest farming family. Despite his humble beginnings, he showed a keen interest in knowledge from a young age. During his formative years, Greece was a vibrant hub of philosophical and cultural activity. However, Epicurus became disillusioned with traditional education when one of his teachers could not answer a fundamental question about chaos and the origin of the world. This dissatisfaction ignited his lifelong quest for a deeper understanding of life's fundamental truths. As a young man, Epicurus traveled across Greece, learning from various philosophers and scholars. He was particularly influenced by the atomic theory of Democritus, which posited that the universe is composed of indivisible particles called atoms that move in the void. This naturalistic, non-theistic view of the universe deeply resonated with Epicurus, who would later integrate it into his own philosophical system. Founding of his school in 306 BCE, Epicurus founded his own school of philosophy in Athens, known as the Garden. Unlike the formal and elite academies of Plato or Aristotle, the Garden was an inclusive community that welcomed women, slaves, and people of all social classes. The Garden was not only a physical place but also a symbol of Epicurus' ideal life, one that was free from the pressures of politics and societal expectations, focused instead on achieving inner peace and happiness. Epicurus' core idea was that the purpose of life is to attain pleasure, but he did not equate pleasure with indulgence or hedonism. Instead, he believed true pleasure comes from avoiding pain and anxiety, which leads to a state of tranquility and contentment known as ataraxia. For Epicurus, the primary sources of human suffering were fear of death, fear of the gods, and insatiable desires. He advocated for a simple life in which one is satisfied with basic needs and freed from unnecessary desires. Friendship played a vital role in Epicurus' philosophy. He believed that friendship is one of the greatest pleasures in life, and that true friendship could provide emotional support and shield one from the anxieties of life. Philosophical influence. Epicurus' philosophy was not limited to ethics, it also encompassed natural science and epistemology. His view of nature was based on atomism. He believed that the universe is composed of countless atoms that move through the infinite void, forming all things. Unlike many philosophers of his time, Epicurus did not believe that gods interfered in human affairs. He thought that while gods exist, they do not participate in human matters. True wisdom lies in recognizing this and freeing oneself from the fear of divine punishment. In epistemology, Epicurus was an empiricist, believing that sensory perception is the basis of knowledge. He also emphasized the concept of prolepsis, or preconceptions, which are innate ideas in the human mind that allow us to understand and interpret the world around us. Epicurus' maxims. Epicurus was famous for his concise and powerful maxims, many of which are still widely quoted today. One of his most well-known sayings is, "Death is nothing to us, for when we exist, death is not present, and when death is present, we no longer exist." This reflects his attitude toward death, seeing it as the mere end of life, not something to be feared. His words have helped countless people overcome their fear of death. Another famous maxim is, "The sweetest pleasure is inner peace." This summarizes his core philosophy that true happiness is not found in material indulgence, but in inner tranquility and serenity. He believed that if a person could control their desires and maintain inner peace, they could truly achieve happiness. Epicurus also said, "The greatest pleasure is obtained from living a simple life." He advocated for a modest lifestyle, reducing dependency on material goods to avoid the pain caused by excessive desires. He argued that a luxurious life often leads to the pursuit of more, eventually resulting in endless anxiety and dissatisfaction. Epicurus' legacy. Although Epicurus gained many followers during his lifetime, his teachings faced criticism in later history, particularly from Christian theologians. During the Middle Ages, Christian scholars viewed his atheistic ideas as conflicting with Christian doctrine and launched widespread attacks on his philosophy. However, Epicurus' ideas were not forgotten. During the Renaissance, as Greek classics were rediscovered, his philosophy regained attention, especially during the Enlightenment, when his naturalistic ideas influenced modern philosophers like Hobbes, Locke, and Bentham. Epicurus' philosophical system, emphasizing personal happiness, inner peace, and rational thought, remains highly relevant today. In modern society, many people still face challenges similar to those in Epicurus' time: how to find peace in a complex world, how to face death, and how to achieve true happiness. Epicurus' wisdom continues to guide us in contemplating these eternal questions.